First thing, obviously, the first 4 days had the exact effect that we wanted. And if you look at the adjustments, particularly on defense, very pleased about it. And then offensively, all the young receivers getting in all those formations. Didn't have to stop anything, do it over, anything like that. So very pleased with that. Great retention. So that part is good. In terms of the tempo, of speed of play and all those things, that'll get better and better as we go. Nothing injury-wise that happened in practice today. However, Jeff Garcia does have a strained calf, and that'll just be day-to-day.
We don't hear you get animated that much. You did at the beginning of practice. Is that kind of a reminder that, hey, this is real now, get on with it, or was it one thing that happened there that really set you off?
You know, it's both. It's all that. You want to, obviously the coaches need to be heard and be felt, if you will, but ultimately it's on them to feel that and to take it, and did a nice job with it after that, so pleased.
How much of that is too, after 8 practices, 4 days, to know what to do if you want guys to know they've got to get it right? Yeah,
well, that's the whole thing we talked about last night. Is that now we've invested all this in knowing what to do and all that, and now it's the how part. How you go about blocking people, tackling people, adjusting, lining up, getting in the right formations, route depths, all those things. And so now you got to get real detailed about that.
What is the hold up now with Walker? Because we saw him out yesterday. I'm not sure if you got to see the film or if you got a report, but he looked wonderful. Is he pretty close?
He is progressing. I've had good reports, so we just keep, taking this thing really kind of 2 days at a time, just kind of see where he's at.
What do you think of the play of the receivers? I mean, when you got even an undrafted guy like Nick Miller making some great catches, what's that do for the competition for those spots?
Well, I think it does a lot. We obviously, as we've kind of said all along, we like the group now at wide receiver, and Nick coming in as an undrafted free agent has really kind of shined, through OTA, minicamp, and has kind of picked up where he left off, but the whole group, I think it was good to see guys running routes with the right precision and right timing. A lot was made out of us not throwing the ball the last 4 days, but the most important thing is the concepts are taught and we got people where they're supposed to be. And I think it showed, for the quarterback, all those guys made some good throws here and there, and now just get consistently better at it.
Darius had a couple drops out there today, and it seemed at some point he was kind of getting frustrated. How do you get on him for that and not let it start to wear him down?
I don't think it will. Knowing Darius like I do, he understands that his job is to catch footballs, and for him it's just a process of gaining confidence and getting comfortable every day at this level, and he's doing that by leaps and bounds. I'm really not worried about it.
Is it a thing where he's just too much thinking?
He's pressing. He wants to impress y'all, so that's what it is.
You saw a ton of tape on him in college, obviously. Did you not see a lot of what we've seen the last couple of days?
No, you didn't see it, consistently. You see it here and there, but I don't know a receiver that's ever played this game that hadn't had a drop or two here and there. Really, he's doing great.
When you started team drills, I noticed you had a walkie-talkie in your hand. Were you calling plays into the helmet?
Yeah, we want to start the process of communication with the quarterbacks, and them, hearing my voice and how it kind of rolls off my tongue and how it comes out, and me getting a feel for how they take that information too.
Coach, how was Lewis ranking? What kind of camp he's at so far?
Lewis kind of showed us last year what a talented guy he is. Can carry the ball, catch the ball really well, and then has some return ability. So I'd say to start with, in a very competitive backfield, he knows he's got to be sharp every day. To this point, I'd say he's doing like everyone else fine.
Tom, what are you looking for from Jamarcus?
Consistency. I mean, all that's been written, all that's been said, whatever that is, you want to see him consistently get better from day to day and not have steps back, and let his confidence grow, which in turn then allows his team to grow around him that way. And I think that's the most important thing. Show it, period in, period out, day in, day out, and I think that's really what the mark of a good quarterback is, a guy who can do it every day.
How did you work out the reps out there with Mario and Khalif?
Even, yeah. They're on a rotation, everything, and some of those is as even as we can possibly make it.
Your defensive linemen look a little slimmer. Are they getting quicker, and was that by design?
It is. We want to have those guys in shape. Obviously, those tackles are, bigger people, but they need to be to stop the run. But, I think if you look at this team, it's in great shape. Haven't had any issues that way of fatigue or anything, dehydration, any of that stuff.
If you look at your receiving core, there isn't one guy who jumps out as a go-to receiver. I mean, is that okay? Does a team need a number one receiver or not necessarily?
Well, I think you do, and I think we'll get there. When and who that is, I don't know yet. But what I'm excited about is just the core of the group. You know, you're just seeing guys making good plays and running good routes and very competitive toward the football. So you just want to keep that coming. I think that stuff will sort itself out.
I want to get back to the hitting on that front. How much did you sense some relief from guys that finally they get to show you they can hit?
No, there's for sure. You know, they've kind of whispered at me the last couple of days, and they're ready to go. And now it's here. Now you're working, and you've had all this instruction, and now it's time to really kind of harden up as a football team, and you do that by contact. But you want to be smart. You know, there's no sense in coming out here and beating the hell out of them every day. But you got to have enough to be ready to go.
So no fights. Some players thought there might be some fights, but they stay pretty calm and.
It's not. They're not tired enough yet. They'll get there.
As far as you know, are the Raiders in communication with Derek Burgess's representatives?
I'm not going to talk about that.
We've seen a lot of blitzing. We've seen it in the offseason. We see it every offseason. Is it still more to get the offensive line used to it, and were you disappointed with how they handled it today?
No, not at all. What I liked about today is they're seeing so much. As you mentioned, we've had a lot in, and we need that for how to blitz properly. You know, we've not been really a pressure team, but when we do pressure, we want to be right. And then for the offensive line and the quarterback in particular, being able to handle it and get us in the right play if we need to. But that stuff that always is kind of up and down early, and then it just progressively gets better.
How was the defense taking to it? I know the players always get excited for any chance to bring it.
Sure they do. You know, it's a chance to express yourself and make a big play. So I think they're very excited about it.
Will the linebackers be getting more involved in the blitzing this year?
You know, we try to come from everywhere when we come. So it could be them, it could be safeties, could be corners, could be whoever. So I don't know that we want to single out any one group. Just know that we want to be able to come from anywhere on the field.
Do you have an idea of how much time Garcia might miss for this?
It doesn't look like it's very serious at all, so we just want to be smart here.
How's Charlie Fry looking? He seems pretty fluid when he's in the bootlegs and on his feet.
Yeah, you know, he's a veteran. He's been around it a little bit, handles himself well, and, you know, to me, a very athletic guy, pretty smooth. All right.
Thank you. Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, Tom.
See you tomorrow. This one's